Welcome to the era of the $50,000 car and the people who are driving them straight into a financial brick wall. Every day, thousands of Americans walk into a dealership and ask one simple, dangerous question: how much is the monthly payment? If you can fit that number into your budget without your bank account hitting zero, you probably think you can afford the car. But here's the cold, hard truth that the salesman will never tell you. Just because you can make the payment does not mean you can afford the vehicle. In fact, that one tiny calculation is exactly what is robbing millions of people of their dream retirement. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on the great car debt trap that is currently paralyzing the middle class. We will look at the math, the psychological tricks, and the hidden cost that is quietly eating away at your future freedom. If you are over 50 and still have a car payment, this might be the most important 10 minutes of your financial life. Most people today are defined not by what they own, but by what they owe. According to recent data, the average new car payment in America has soared to over $740 a month. For used cars, it is not much better, hovering around $520 every single month. And these are not just luxury sports cars. These are average sedans and SUVs parked in average driveways. The problem is that we have redefined the word affordability. We used to ask, how much does this cost in total? Now we only ask, can I squeeze this into my monthly paycheck? Marketing departments and lenders have spent decades conditioning us to think this way because it makes them incredibly wealthy. When you focus only on the monthly bill, you lose sight of the total price, the interest, and most importantly, the opportunity cost. The average interest rate for a new car is now hovering around 7%. And for used cars, it can spike to 12 or even 15%. Think about that for a moment. You are paying double-digit interest on an asset that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. It is a mathematical disaster. And to make these massive prices seem manageable, lenders are stretching loan terms to 66, 72, or even 84 months. That is 7 years of your life dedicated to paying off a machine that will be worth half its price by the time you finish. Some people say they need the reliability of a new car, but is that reliability worth $60,000 over 7 years? Is it worth the stress of knowing one missed paycheck could lead to a repossession? Dealer relationships with lenders are designed to get you approved for the maximum amount possible. The bank does not care if you can afford to save for retirement or if you have an emergency fund. They only care if their risk is covered and if they can make a profit from your interest payments. When a bank says you are approved for a $45,000 SUV, they are not giving you a compliment. They are identifying you as a long-term source of revenue. Many households are now spending 20% or more of their monthly income just to keep a car in the garage. No real thought is given to insurance, maintenance, or the future expenses that life inevitably throws our way. And because everyone else is doing it, it feels totally normal. You see your neighbor driving a brand new truck and you feel like you are falling behind. But remember this: never compare your lifestyle to someone else unless you are also prepared to compare credit card statements. Real wealth is quiet, and real financial freedom is rarely flaunted on social media. The person in the shiny new SUV might be one emergency away from total financial collapse. Now let's talk about the real cost, the money you are not seeing. If you are paying $850 a month for a truck, let's look at what that money could do if it stayed in your pocket. If you took that same $850 and invested it into a simple S&P 500 index fund starting at age 50, by the time you reach 65, assuming an average 10% return, you would have nearly $400,000. That is nearly $500,000 that could have been your safety net, your travel fund, or your legacy for your grandchildren. Instead, after 15 years, you would have a pile of rusted metal worth maybe $5,000. That is a $395,000 mistake. This is the power of compounding working against you. When you pay interest, you are fueling someone else's compounding machine. When you invest, you are fueling your own. For those of us approaching retirement, time is our most valuable asset, and every dollar matters more than ever. We cannot afford to waste our climbing years on depreciating assets. So how do we break the cycle and take back control of our financial destiny? It starts with a radical shift in mindset. You must stop viewing a car as a status symbol and start viewing it as a tool for transportation, A 10-year-old Toyota or Honda that is well-maintained will get you to the same grocery store as a brand-new Cadillac. The only difference is that one allows you to sleep peacefully at night, while the other keeps you awake wondering about the next bill. The first step is to commit to driving what you currently own until the wheels fall off. Repairing an old car is almost always cheaper than buying a new one. A $2,000 transmission repair feels expensive, but it is only 2 or 3 months of a new car payment. The second step is to embrace the buy used and drive long strategy. Let someone else take the massive hit of initial depreciation. Buy a vehicle that is 3 or 4 years old, pay for it in cash if possible, or use a very short-term loan. If you must finance, use the 24-10 rule. Put 20% down, finance for no more than 4 years, and keep the total cost under 10% of your income. If you cannot meet those criteria, you simply cannot afford the car. This might sound harsh, but it is the truth that will set you free. The goal is to reach a point where you are retirement ready rather than just payment ready. True financial independence is when your investments earn more in a year than your job does. It is a moment where you no longer feel trapped by a toxic workplace because you have a cushion. That cushion is built one avoided car payment at a time. Imagine waking up and realizing you don't owe anyone a single dime for the things you use. Your house is yours, your car is yours, and your time is yours. That is the ultimate grace you can give to your future self. It is about finding hope and security in a world that wants you to stay in debt. Think about a man named Bob who decided at age 55 to trade in his luxury lease for a reliable used sedan. He took the $600 he saved every month and put it into his retirement account. 10 years later, when he retired, that decision had grown into nearly $100,000 of extra cushion. While his friends were still struggling with debt in their 60s, Bob was booking a cruise with his wife, paid for in cash. He didn't miss the heated steering wheel or the panoramic sunroof. What he valued was the freedom to say yes to life. You have the power to make that same choice today. Stop listening to the commercials and start listening to your bank account. The path to a secure retirement is not paved with luxury leather seats. It is paved with discipline, patience, and a refusal to follow the crowd. It is time to redefine what it means to be successful. Success isn't the car you drive, it's the peace of mind you possess. It's the ability to handle an emergency without a credit card. It's the freedom to retire on your own terms, not the bank's terms. If you are ready to take that stand, start today. Look at your bills, calculate the total cost, and make a plan to be debt-free. The journey might be long, but the destination of financial freedom is worth every single sacrifice. Don't let a car payment steal your golden years. Take the wheel of your own life and drive toward a future of independence. If this message resonated with you, I want to hear your story. Leave a comment below with the word "retire free" if you are committed to breaking the debt cycle. Share your tips for saving money or how you manage to get rid of your car payments. We are a community, and we can all learn from each other's journeys toward financial peace. Thank you for watching, and remember, your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Keep your eyes on the long-term goal and stay focused on what truly matters. You deserve a retirement that is full of joy, not bills. See you in the next video as we continue to decode the path to real wealth.